Hello, Lisa Fry, the Catholic unschooler here, slash very relaxed homeschooler, slash not schooling right now at all, and slash in September, on September 8th, we're actually gonna start the books. Why? Because when you do, in my situation, when you're a homeschooler, and you need to collect Social Security because you need it for maybe like what I'm going through where my husband is in heaven now, you collect Social Security. So in order to do that, you have to follow their laws. So we are going to do easy breezy light, studying the Constitution of the United States, which we always have, how to be a citizen, and your typical things that we still do. We always do it. So, I want to let you know what is happening here. Yesterday I had gone to my father's house, and then we went to a homeschooling friends, a whole bunch of families that I haven't seen in a very long time. They had a beautiful barbecue and a campfire type sitting around. And let me tell you, I haven't really been out in the world, right? I've been so busy gathering what I'm supposed to be doing, looking for a job, and so I'm not out in the world, just hanging out. So when I have been doing that, it hurts like hell, because it's like, when you saw me at the playground, the video before this, you saw me, playing with the kids, oh yeah, but it just felt like my heart was going to just explode. Like, not even my heart, but my whole body was going to just go bam. And that's just how it is. And this morning, the mornings are so hard. And if you are going through this, you'll know that, it is exercising, right? So we're exercising the muscle of your faith. And, when everything was going great, I could be like, hey, yeah, woo, wee, woo, 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 right, about God. And let me tell you, I'll get into it another time about the struggles I had with Mr. Fry and how I persevered through that. And it hurt like hell, okay? So now this is a different hell. And every time I go out into the world, it just hurts so bad. Even when I'm here, it just hurts so bad. So in the morning, I wake up and it's like if somebody just ripped me apart, and I'm laying there and I got cuts all over me, like Jesus on the when he was on the cross, or after he was scourged, when he was whipped. That's what it feels like. It feels like somebody has taken a whip. You might as well, because that's exactly what I think it would feel like. It's like lacerations all over my body, and inside my body too. And every morning I have to learn that technique of being brave and relying on God's grace and all your prayers and talking sense to myself, And so by the time the afternoon comes, it was getting easier. But today and yesterday, no. Is it a little bit better today? A tad? We'll say a tad, okay? Tads are real, okay? So it is so very difficult. And the thing that scares me is two things. Like last night, it was purely missing Mr. Fry. I miss him. I can't even explain how much, okay? He used to say to me, I'm you and you're me. That's a fact. That is a fact. When you're in love, like I loved my husband, but me personally, I was not only loving him with the sacrificial love that I had to learn over time. That's a whole other topic. I was always in love with him. Always in love with Mr. Fry. Forever. It's like, who's better than Steve Fry? Like, hello? Nobody. So I have been in love with my husband, so to have him not here anymore. And so last night's topic around the campfire, one of my friend's husbands pointed out that God's timing is perfect. Okay, so what does that mean? It means that, there's many promises in the Bible about certain things that I can talk about with you later. But I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm sorry. It's like escaping my brain. So yeah, missing Mr. Fry, and then the whole fear of like, what? So even if I had $1 million, okay, you know, yeah, you would be less afraid, right, in case something goes wrong. I go for a ride in the car, I'm like looking at the gas tank all the time. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Do I have money? Yeah, but it's not going to last forever. And you know, Tuesday I have an appointment at Social Security to find out what I'm going to be getting there. That's why I told Seth, I'm like, you know what? I don't know. You know, he wants me to spend money on just like, they wanted me to get ice cream at the store today. We returned some cans, and I'm like, no, I am not buying ice cream. I'm sorry. And then whoever comes over my house, if they don't like what I have, then it's like, well, either you're going to be hungry, I said, or you can eat what I have. Those are your options. So I told Seth I need to know my income, and that's the problem. I don't have a job right now. So the income between pensions, you know, maybe life insurances or whatever it is that you will be receiving for yourself, savings that you might have, whatever it is, you know, you have this much, right? And so like, if I'm gonna go buy ice cream, oh yeah, I'm willing to let that go down so that I can buy ice cream. No, I went to the movies the other day and I went a little down. To me, that was for our well-being, peace of mind, and it helped. It really did. It was wonderful. So I told Seth I have to look at the income. Once I know that's etched in stone, then I have to look at all the bills and how much throughout the whole year we need to spend on bills. I canceled the cable for tomorrow. We don't ever really watch it anyway. I'd watch the Waltons and Little House and maybe the Mass, but I can get all that online. So I have the internet and the phone. That's fine. So we stopped at the library to get library movies so that they can watch it, because on demand is all done. And they used to like to watch that. But that's okay. It's only for now, maybe. I don't know. I don't really like television, to be honest, because it is becoming more and more perverse. And I don't want anything to do with that. So it's kind of good that it's out of here. It's a little different. I spent the first year of my marriage with no TV. It was just a VCR. So I get really super nervous about like what happens when I go out, and I want to go travel everywhere, like to my family's house and friends and visit, but then I'm like, but then I'm spending money. You know what I mean? So it's like, ugh. So then I'm stuck here, and it's like, oh, I don't want to be stuck here, you know? And it's like, I'm just trying to get used to the idea of, I'm putting my application in the mail tomorrow for to see. I don't know if I told you guys. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But there's I can have a foster person come in that is handicapped and or special needs, however you want to say it. I don't know. That may have physical challenges in some way, or will have physical challenges in some way, and they can live here. You know, and that's annoying to me only because I have to give up my son's room. Other than that, it's fine. So, yeah. So I just want to know that I'm going to be okay. You know, and God has been showing up. And then my son's like, well, I liked it when everybody was here, you know, and I'm like, well, that was God's will then. And right now, there isn't anybody here today except for his friends. That's good. It actually comforts me. When his friends come over, it comforts me. I don't know why. I think it's because I know that he is taken care of and he's not like zoning out all by himself. Like he has contact with people. So I'm just letting you know the update on how to recover from all of this. And I'm just trying to focus on that I have God's promise that because Mr. Fry loved God very much, and he was raised Catholic. And I had left, when I was about 28, I left the Catholic Church, not writing saying I'm officially out of here, but I just rebelled against it for 10 years, and I was a Protestant. So Stephen Fry came with me. So when we got married in the Protestant faith, I eventually, when I became Catholic, I was always Catholic. You're always a Catholic. It's either you're a bad Catholic or you're not. So once I became a devout Catholic again, he agreed. I married the same man twice. So he agreed to go get the sacrament of holy matrimony in the church. So we did that, 10 years later. So the thing is, he loved a lot of things about the church, like the Divine Mercy at 3 o'clock, that devotion, that prayer. When I put 3 o'clock Divine Mercy there. And the Bible says that the unbelieving spouse will be sanctified through the believing spouse. So I have that. He had a devotion to the Divine Mercy, which says Jesus told St. Faustina that you will not perish and you will have a happy death. So I know that Mr. Fry's okay. So with all that said, what about it? What is it? What is it, Lisa? My mind is a little scatterbrained, and I'm trying not to, but I'm trying to show all of you. I probably had a point about all that, but do I remember? No. So it's very, very sad, which I'm trying not to be so sad, because I really want to be powerful, through the grace of God. Just as I am shoveling the snow and I say, Papa, pray for me that I'm shoveling. I want to be joyful about it, so that's what I was trying to get at about Steve, is that God's perfect timing. Now, he came to church with us that night that he went on vacation, and that's the weekend, or that led up to him going to heaven. So, I am not worried about his soul, because I have God's promises. And my whole marriage, that 10 years, when I returned to the church, all I thought about was, every time I tried to press through something that was annoying, I would say to God, please help me to sanctify Steve. So it was always on my mind. I always had that attitude. I had to learn it. It took 10 years to learn, but I was always striving to do that. So because Steve answered God's call and to go to church the night that he went away, also gives me hope, Nuns, he was friends with nuns, the religious life, and then he would take selfies with them, and they even showed up at his time. I don't even like saying those words, if you don't mind. So, so I don't have a problem with his soul, but I still pray for him, and I still talk to him, and I want to be hopeful. I don't want to be like, why did he leave us? And, why did God take him? And why? I want to be joyful somehow. Like when I think about my grandmother, okay, and I think like, I'm making spaghetti sauce. Let me honor her and put the symphony music on and make the spaghetti sauce and be jovial and share it. And yay, Nana, every day that goes by, I'm getting closer to seeing you, Nana. Pray for us. And I still have this relationship with them. That's the bottom line with Mr. Fry. I am never going to see him on this planet ever again in this way. And to me, that's like, excuse me? Like, what? But I have to remember, like my friend's husband said, God's perfect timing. And he answered God's call to go to church, and he was sanctified, and he had the promises, the divine mercy. And so if God did not take him, I'll understand better, because I don't understand right now, but I'll understand better when I am there in heaven with them. And I always strive to make sure, like, that is the number one goal, is to get to heaven. So I can see the picture in the end, why this happened. And I'm sure it's going to be something like, I don't know, but I'm imagining that it's going to go something like this. Stephen was vulnerable in this moment, and if I waited any longer, he would not be here with me. I don't know. That's how I'm looking at it. And so he gave his heart to God, and through the sanctification process, through marriage, I just see, I keep blanking out again, and plus I'm really tired. So my brain isn't always working right now. I want to be jovial. I want to not be afraid. I want to have all the repairs done in my house. I want But, you know, it costs money, and I'm trying to find people that will help me do it at a lower price, but no one's around. You tell everybody, and then nothing happens, you know? So, again, Jesus, I trust in you. Jesus, I trust in you. So I'm trying, you know, and I get really mad. That's the other thing. I've been getting really mad at watching people, like if I'm at church and there's a sermon going on and everybody's listening, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's easy for them to say. You know what I mean? It's easy for them to say that, you know, all these words about God and how much faith they're going to have, you know, or if I'm listening to somebody singing about God and I'm like, excuse me, do you even have a clue to how, would you still be that jovial if you were going through what I'm going through? You know what I mean? It annoys me. It really does. It annoys me. And I know that is probably bad, but it is what it is for right now. So that's my life. And there's a bee in here and I gotta shut the door. And today's Sunday and I let the kids go on the computer. We went to the store and we brought back some of the cans that I'm probably never going to have again because I don't drink seltzer water anymore. It's fluoride water. Maybe that's why I feel the way I do, you know? I'm probably hypnotized. Oh yeah, there's a big bumblebee. Hey, mister, you gotta go outside. You gotta go out the door, dude. That way. Go ahead. Oh. All right, so did I tell you guys what happened? I have to tell you. So every time he went out, yay! See, you gotta make that noise. Oh. So I feed the crows, as you know, and I feed the squirrels and the chipmunks, whoever wants to come. And I've always thrown the peanuts like 4 or 5 handfuls at a time. Well, lately I've been just doing the one because I'm running lower on peanuts, okay? The unsalted kind. Now it's a big, big bag. It costs about $6 or so. And every time I feed them now, I give them the one handful. That's all that's all they're gonna get from me, you know. So maybe I'll do a couple like throughout the day. That's it, because I have to make it last. So every time I throw it, I say to them, "May Saint Francis pray for you and protect you, and may God continue." And I still got the peanuts in my hand. I'm like, "And may God continue to give me food for you so I can continue to feed you." And then I throw it, right? So my boss, or Steven's boss's wife, came over 2 days ago or so, and she has all these fruits and vegetables because they work with the market over there, right? That's what Steve always did. And so now I'm not getting fruits and vegetables on a daily basis. Now I'll probably do it a couple of times a month. So I call them up and I say, "Can you get me a box?" And then he lives a mile down the road, and either I'll go get it or she brought it by the other day. So I'm going through them, right? And at the very, very bottom of one of them, I see this plastic bag. And it is, I was like, what? And it's a little bag, not the big bags that I get. It's a little bag of the unsalted peanuts. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, God even cares about that. He cares that I care about feeding his animals. Now, Steven, I don't ever remember him bringing home peanuts because he works with fruits and vegetables. So what do you think of that? Isn't that funny? So through those little moments is what I'm talking about, but it's a very lonely life. You know, it's a very lonely life. And I was getting lonely even just because my kids were growing. Do you remember my other videos? If you've been here for a while, you'll know that I would say things like, wow, do I even have children? You know, and I would make the best of it. I would do the animal thing. I'd work in the yard. I'd make my house the home. And now it's like, because of this whole process, I know it's only been maybe 3 weeks or so, maybe less. I'm like really lonely now. Because in my mind, nothing's changed. I mean, Steve would right now, he'd be probably sleeping or just waking up. So I would spend most of the days just doing what I normally do now. There's no difference, you know, except that now I'm focused on being horrified and nervous and looking for jobs and trying to fill out applications everywhere and going here and going there. So it's changed in a way like that. I haven't even cut my bushes. I can't get out there. I could do them today, but I'm like, I'm so tired. So oh yeah, that's the other thing, is doing laundry and hanging it up outside. If you got the sun, do it. Hang your clothes up outside. Don't use the dryer. Everything costs money. Every time you turn anything on, I'm probably so exhausted just from saying to the kids, shut this off. Don't slam the doors in the van, because there's a roller, and I don't know how Steve ever replaced it before. He would always order that piece. And so anytime you bang the sliding doors, I think it really hurts the rollers and it can break them. And I don't know how to fix that. And my friend's husband said that he would help me, but still, I don't know. So through all of this, I am trying to exercise my faith muscles, and I'm nervous. I'm nervous that the kids won't like the food that we have when we have it. I keep going back to the dollar store because I'm like I'm not going to pay $2 at Market Basket for a loaf of bread when I can go to the dollar store and get it for $1. It's the same bread, and but they don't have it, and they haven't had it, and I don't think they're going to have it. So I'm like, because again, every little dollar you spend, every little thing, Sarah asked me for 5 cents today, and I'm like, no. Sorry, 5 cents. I got to pay the bills. I got my cans returned. I got another $6. It's going towards gas, So if you're going through this, exercise those muscles. And it's scary as it's probably not as scary as hell, but it feels like that because we don't really know what hell is like, So I do want to get jovial. I want to get jovial for life, for my kids, for you guys. I just want to just say, hey, it is what it is, Mr. Fry. One day I'll be there. I don't know when. I have the worst lungs in the world. It could happen any moment in the winter, And then I'm like, oh my gosh, the winter. I got to get my furnace fixed. I got to shovel all the snow with lungs that are like, putrefied. They're all like really hard to breathe. So whatever, I used to think that death was very, very frightening, and I'm sorry to say it, I don't think that way anymore. I do not think that way anymore. It's an invitation, and I don't mean suicide. Oh no, if you're thinking that way, shame on you. You'll never see the face of God, and I won't be with Mr. Fry, so that ain't gonna happen. But what I am saying is that things that are deadly diseases that there's no cure for, or just certain things that happen to you, maybe I'm feeling this way now, I don't know, but I look at it like it's all mercy. Death is mercy. That's what I see right now. Death is mercy. And I don't know if that's a good attitude. My father doesn't seem to think so. Maybe it's like an illogical way of thinking because of my fears right now. But I truly am not afraid of death any longer. I used to be so nervous. I'd be like, I don't want to leave my family. I don't want this. And I didn't realize until now how much that I always knew how much I was like, love Mr. Fry, but I didn't realize how like involved and intricate it was, our souls. And, like, even if I had all the money in the world and I had no worries and I was on a beach side and I had a beautiful home and all the bills was paid and all the time, no worries at all, I still want to be with Mr. Fry. That's all. I just want to be with him. That's all. But God does have me here, and I'm saying, wow, like, this is crazy. Like, you've chosen the weakest one to be here on this planet. My mother calls it the prison planet because, you have to stay here. You have to stay here and do your duty and do it well, and then God will take you someday. So I don't mean to be disrespectful in the prison planet thing, because I kind of feel that way, like it is like that, like rude, but at the same time, it's like I know what she means. It's like being in a snow globe and you can't get out, So, I don't know. I just want to let you know where I'm at in case you are interested in knowing. And please, 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 don't stop praying for us. I really need you a lot. My children do too. It's so brand new, a scary thing I've never gone through. I don't even want to. I hate this. I don't like it at all. I feel more lonely than ever. And that's the other thing, is that there's been so much support and so much help, and now I see it starting to dwindle down, to be honest. And it's scary, but I'm like, you know what? They gotta go live their lives, Lisa. And we do too. Yep, we do too. So I want to foster care handicapped folks if they'd like to come, and maybe even other foster care kids that maybe don't have handicaps. I don't know. Whatever. You know, people need people. And I got the application. It's going in the mail tomorrow. Alright, so I guess that's all. I'm sorry to be so blah, because I know I am. I'm feeling it, you know. I just, this morning, every morning, I don't want to wake up. But I'm not laying in the bed all day, you know what I mean? You could be like that. I'm not getting up, no. And you just want to, you hope that you're still tired when you wake up the first time, because you don't want to get up. It's like, you know, I might let, I don't know, a few hours go by, and I'm like, please go back to sleep, because I don't want to face the day again. I don't want to exercise this muscle. It is so heavy. It is so hard. It's like trying to lift up the big 45-pound plates, but not from the standing position. It's like trying it. You have it on your back, but it's while you're laying down on the ground. So you're laying down on the ground, and you've got this thing on the back of you, and you can't get up. You know, that's what it feels like. Except I know I can get up, but it hurts like hell. I don't like this at all. I keep thinking I'm dreaming. Like, how can I be alone with the kids in this house? It's like, how? I need my husband. But apparently God doesn't think I need that, right? And I keep hearing people say, it's going to be all right, Lisa. You're a strong woman. And I'm like, I don't know what they're exactly saying. I mean, I kind of sort of do. But that doesn't matter. So I'm a strong woman. Big deal. Then what? I don't know. This is really hard, and I don't want it. That's all I know. It's really hard, and I don't want it. That's all. Alright, so I'm complaining, and I don't want to complain either, but I do. Does that make sense? Ugh. Anyway, please keep praying for us. Don't quit. I need you. People need people, and I ask God to forgive me, and to, if He'll hear my prayers, to bless you all in return for praying for us. Alright? So God bless you, and remember that God is good all the time. Even when you can't feel it, even if you don't believe it, even if it's just hard, just anything. Doesn't matter, because He is anyway. Alright, God bless you guys. Amen.